be talking about Toto people, who are an isolated tribal group residing in a small enclave called Totapura in West Bengal, India. Totos were nearly becoming extinct in 1950s, but recent measures to safeguard their areas from being swarmed with outsiders has helped preserve their unique heritage. In the 2001 census, there are around 1,184 people living in Totapura. Talking about their physical features, they have Mongoloid features, and their language Toto belongs to the Tibeto Burman family of sub Himalayan group. Monogamy is a common form of marriage, but polygamy is not prohibited. If a man's wife dies, he may remarry the deceased wife's young sister, but a woman cannot marry her deceased husband's brother. On the death of a spouse, the husband or wife must remain single for 12 months before he or she is free to remarry. Talking about their food, though they make their main food from marua, which is millet, the staple food of Totos include rice, chura, which is parched rice, milk, and curd. They also eat meat. Women eat the same food as men, and there are no restrictions of any kind on the widows. They also drink fermented liquor called ew, made from fermented marua, rice powder, and malt. Totos live in an elevated bamboo hut.
The Oraon tribe. It is a Dravidian ethnic group inhabiting the Indian states of Jharkhand, West Bengal, Orissa, and Chhattisgarh. According to the Indian Anthropological Society, Konkan is said to be the original home of the Kuruk tribe, from where they migrated to the Chota Nagpur Plateau. The group is said to have settled in the Chota Nagpur Plateau by 100 CE. They predominantly speak Kuruk as their native language. Traditionally, Oraon tribe depended on the forests and farms for their ritual and economic livelihood, but in recent times they have settled in the mainland. Hinduism, Christianity, and Sarnaism are the most prominently followed religions by this tribe. They give great importance to the nature and are nature worshippers. They worship specific trees and also sacred groves.
They celebrate all traditional festivals of the Chota Nagpur Plateau like Sarhul, Karma, Nayakhani. Since time immemorial, the Orao people have a rich range of folk songs, dances, and tales, as well as traditional musical instruments, which include mandar, nagada, and kartal. Some Kuruk folk dances are war dances between two parhas, karma dance, khadi or sarhul dance, binja nalna, which is the wedding dance. Their traditional wear include thick cotton sari with detailed stitched borders of purple and red thread for women. And men wear a thick cloth with similar detailed borders as a dhoti or lungi. Traditional tattoos include elaborate symmetrical patterns around their forearms, ankles, and chests. Today, many people are recognizing this tribe, but as it is an indigenous community, it needs more support and empowerment from the government and the society.
I'll be talking about the Munda tribes of Jharkhand. The Munda tribe has its main habitat in Jharkhand, but their presence can be seen in other nearby states such as West Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, and Chhattisgarh. Mundas are also found in some parts of Bangladesh. This tribal community is known to be one of the oldest to have lived in South Asian countries. Several pieces of evidence prove their presence during the pre-British era, but these tribes got the admiration between 1857 and 1928 due to Birsa Munda. Birsa was also believed to be a prophet and a freedom fighter who played a good part in freedom struggle of India. During the early 1900s, several anthropologists discovered their presence and documented them on several occasions.
Kurichias, an indigenous culture of Wayanad. Kurichiya or Kurichir, also known as Hill Brahmins or Malay Brahmins, are a matrilineal tribe of Kerala distributed mainly in Wayanad and Kannur districts of Kerala, India. Kurichians are one of the scheduled tribes of Kerala practicing agriculture. The name Kurichian was given by the Kottayam Raja to this class of people as they were adept in archery and shooting. The word Kurichian is derived from two words, Kuri, which means target, and Chian, which means people. Generally, the houses of Kurichian people are found in clusters, and cluster of houses in one settlement is called Mittam, also known as Tarawad. A lineage head called Karnavar heads a Mittam. In addition to Karnavan, Kuricha society includes medicine man and other social functionaries such as Pittan. The Kurshia tribe is documented for their help to King Parshiraja of Wayanad to fight against the British. Descendants of this Kurshia tribe that fought against the British alongside Parshiraja have their settlements in and around Banasura Hill. In Kurchia burial ritual, men are buried with an arrow and women are buried with a scythe.
According to tribal myth, in the distant past before creation, the sky was on the top and the earth lies far below covered by the sea. At that time, Vadakari Bhagavati, the Kuruchiya deity, had a dream in which the Almighty ordered her to find out a place to create 1001 caste. God also allowed her to move the sea sidewards and then starts work. Young virgins were given as laborers. God created a bird called Chandamara Pakshi and asked the bird to fly around the earth and find out the quality of the work. The bird found out a fault that in one place the work was incomplete. Two hills were standing close to each other without touching one another. There was also water in between these hills. On both the hills, God created and placed 18 human caste, different types of animal and plants. Kurchia believed that they are one among them. The Kurchia consider themselves higher than all other social groups around them, to include even the Brahmin. They observe the highest levels of ritual purity, considering even the touch of a Nambudiri Brahmin to be polluting.
The Lakota were one of the original Native American tribes who lived and hunted all over the Rocky Mountain ranges before the arrival of European travelers. The Lakota tribe were originally part of the seven council fires made up of seven bands, four Dakota, two Nakota, and one Teton band, also known as Lakota. Lakota people were agriculturalists and may have been part of the mound builder civilization during the 9th to 12th centuries. The Lakota people consider the whole life as sacred, and there are some values that they hold high, and these are important for their ceremonies, beliefs, and teachings. And those values are generosity, kinship, wisdom, honesty, humility, and respect. Communication in the Lakota culture took place through a combination of oral tradition, artistic depiction, and written text using various alphabets. Many visual records still exist from the 19th and early 20th centuries. Drawings and paintings were done on tanned animal hide and then on unbleached muslin when European contact facilitated trade. Images were used to record everything from religious ceremonies to battles to everyday events. The Lakota tribe depended on the herds of buffalo for their basic survival. They ate its meat, used its skin for clothing and shelter, bones for tools. Besides buffalo, they enjoyed other foods such as deer, wild rice, wild fruits, and some plants. In the Lakota tribe, the marriage between a man and woman could be considered eligible for each other if they were not closely related. A newlywed couple could decide where to camp, though it was common for the pair to reside near the bride's parents for economic stability. And during the time of mourning, grief is expressed through crying, singing, wailing, cutting of hair, and cutting one's body. In all those ceremonies, drugs and alcohol are strictly forbidden.
I'm going to be talking about the indigenous group called Quechua people. May refer to any of the aboriginal people of South America who speak the Quechua languages, which originated among the indigenous people of Peru.
Although most Quechua speakers are native to Peru, there are some significant populations in Ecuador, Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, and Argentina. The most common Quechua dialect is Southern Quechua. The Quechua people of Ecuador speak the Quechua dialect. In Colombia, the Inga people speak Inga Quechua. The Quechua word for Quechua speaker is Nuna or Runa, means person. The plural is Runakuna or Nunakuna, people. Quechua speaker call themselves Nuna. Simply translated, the people.